Hi everyone, welcome to a new video with some new kit in the background. As you can see, Basil's moved over and we've got something here which sort of states the obvious, which means shh, listen. How are you? Hope you've been well. It's been a few weeks since I put a video up and I do apologise for that, but it's been rather busy here. You may also notice I've got a rather strange growth on top of my head, and this is the first, in the words of Alan Partridge, a new regular part of the show, where I show you my game shopping headwear. This is a new addition to this winter, and I don't know, it sort of suits me really in a funny sort of, I should have some sort of suitcase and a sheepskin coat, generally sort of going like that, or perhaps part of a band which is trying to look an awful lot younger than they are. I don't know. You don't have to necessarily let me know what you think about the hat. I'll let you make your own mind up. It is also rather warm in here, and it is a bit of a woolen hat as well. So we shall dispense with the props. It also covers up the receding hairline as well. Anyway, yes, so it's been a rather busy couple of weeks, as it has been for probably the past 4 or 5 months. But we have managed to get out and do a bit of game-related shopping. We are reaching that point in the year, I'm afraid, where the regular game supply into places like charity shops, etc., is really sort of drying up around here. It's quite awful. I've actually managed to do 4 towns by me this weekend, and what I've brought back isn't a great amount, because of bar one, everything came out of CEX, which isn't a problem. I don't have a problem with that, because I can still get enough games cheaply for that, you know, to satisfy my collecting habits. But obviously it's always nice to pick up a bargain in a charity shop. We've got one game from charity shops this week, which is all rather good. I should also point out that thing behind me, that should light up, but I put the light on earlier and you can't actually see what it says. So unless I start broadcasting in the dark, which for probably your eyes only would not be a bad thing, I probably won't switch it on unless I do something during the daytime. So it looks good when it lights up, it just doesn't look very good on camera. Anyway, so yeah, something for, how do you say, something for everybody. I'm still working through the money I had for my birthday back on the 10th of October, which gives you an idea of just how busy it's been. I'm only now, where are we? Trying to work it out. So I'm probably about 3/4, I've still about 20 quid of that money left, which I shall hopefully try and use next weekend. And then get that out of the way, then I can just sort of move on. So, a couple of bits here which are quite interesting, and also I bought some peripherals, not profiteroles. That's an old one, isn't it? So we'll start off with this. I'm going to unwrap it. You may have already just seen it. I don't know. I wasn't looking at the camera, which is a 360 Connect. Now that's fairly unremarkable. I hear you sort of say, and therefore clicking on other people's channels. Well, it may be rather unremarkable, but if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I did buy a game called Child of Eden, which I desperately want to play. You can play it without the controller. Whoops. You can play it with the controller, but I'd much rather play it with one of these. Now, because I've got one of the new style Xbox 360s as well, which I think is the S version, it's down there, I can't be bothered to look at it because I keep moving that camera. I only simply need to plug that in the back, so that goes into the back of the system. If you have one of these new ones and you're looking to pick up one of these, you haven't got one already, £4 this cost me. If you want one with the PS2, they're slightly more expensive. That's for the older Xbox 360 models. These are for the last line they produced out. Plugs it in the back, works brilliantly. So I'm hopefully going to give that a go at some point. But yeah, for £4 you can't go wrong, can you? And to complete this week's peripheral special, I have some Wilco freezer bags. It's amazing how they store these things in these charity shops, CEX places. I have a Logitech microphone, which I've asked for the Wii. I presume this was the Wii. It's a standard USB connection, as you can see there. Giant long wires, which I want to swing around in here, a la, you know, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. The good news, and that was £1, which I think was I think it's pretty good value actually. I understand the Logitech ones are a bit more better than the standard sort of value ones. Plus also the fact being USB, you could probably plug it into maybe PS3. I don't know. There's USB ports in the back of the 360. I noticed I looked earlier. Oh god, that's really annoying me. So the good news is that I can now start annoying people who walk past by singing at them very badly. And for those of you who've been communicating with me on the comments below, you'll obviously realise that I've been talking an awful lot about the vast number of dancing games I appear to have. And if I just go down like that very, very quickly, you can see that I have a Guitar Hero game, and also I have a large number of plastic guitars lurking in the corner, which you can't see either, for the Guitar Hero Rock Band game. So there's likely to be some severe noise coming out of here, generally not good. Possibly the sound of a load of cats being sort of slowly but surely beaten with large iron sticks, the noise that they make, very, very reminiscent to what will come out of my mouth when I start singing. I had a quick look earlier. I've got a rather large amount of singing games with no microphones. So we shall have to see. That might be a video at some point in the future, maybe not. If there's a demand for it, I shall. If there is no demand for it, then God rest your souls. Thank you very much. You do know what you're talking about. The also good thing about this is where the house is it's actually situated onto a wall which goes onto a side sort of driveway. So I'm not sort of onto the neighbour or anything like that, so I can make as much noise as I like. Anyway, right, some games. Woohoo! So, in my, what's the word? Caught up in the thrill of buying a microphone, I then went out and bought a couple of games for the 360, which fans of you karaoke games will know that is Lips, and no, that's Lips. Oh yeah, well, yeah, which ones they are anyway. Number one hit Lips, and it wasn't until I got home and read a bit more about it. Having done my research on the Kinect, by the way, I sort of researched that to find out, do I just need to buy that without the PS2? Because I'm sure I remember somebody saying about it. I'm not sure whether these will work with a standard USB microphone. I've read that some cases they will do, and some cases you need the proper wireless ones which Microsoft made to go with the game. There are a set close by to me, but I don't really feel like going to get them. So that'll be worth a try when I get them. But I pay 50p each for those, which is, if they sit on the shelf for 6 months, it ain't going to make a difference, is it? Not as if nothing else sits on the shelf for 6 months, 5 years, whatever. So on to the serious stuff now, and some original Xbox stuff. First up this week is Family Guy, the video game. I was a big fan of Family Guy when it first started. No manual with this one, thank you CX. Big fan of Family Guy when it first started. I don't watch it so much nowadays, but it sort of like looks quite Family Guy-ish from the back there. They said it's meant to be an accurate sort of with the words was distinctive Family Guy humour, which could mean absolutely anything, couldn't it really? I paid £3 for that one, like slightly more than I usually pay, but like I said, I got a bit of birthday money still going through. Also picked up Alias, which is the old Jennifer Garner TV series. That was 75p. I have this on the PlayStation 2. That one is complete. There we go. I never actually watched Alias, but I think, like a lot of people, when I first heard about it and saw Jennifer Garner, I think we all fell slightly in love with her. But still didn't make me watch a TV programme. Although this does say on the back, it says official story, dialogue, voiceovers, costumes and music by award-winning Alias TV show cast and crew, including Jennifer Garner. So, yeah, worth playing that one, I think. And, yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. Next one, this is the one game I got from a charity shop this week. So you can see exactly how exciting it was by doing that. This is Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox. I've already got this on PlayStation 2. Completes my Spider-Man fixation. I quite like the Spider-Man games when they came out. It's around about the first set of films that came out in the early 2000s, I think it was, before they rebooted the genre twice. You reboot a genre twice in 3 times in 15 years. How can you do that? That's just a waste of time. Why don't you remake films that were rubbish in the first place? Why remake franchises which I know there perhaps a licensing issue or something to do with that, but all we know is that a lot of people are getting far, far richer from it. There we go. And finally, because we're going towards winter, it's SSX on tour. I love the SSX games, I really do. There we go, complete on that one. That was 75p from CEX. Tremendous fun. I think SSX Tricky on the GameCube, really did enjoy playing that. I may have mentioned that before, I'm pretty sure I have done. If you do get a chance to pick those games up, they are a little bit of a hoot, to be honest with you. Right, PlayStation 2. Now, I didn't even know this game existed because I got Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4, Gran Turismo A Spec 2002. This is all for PlayStation 2, and I've got, looking up there, Gran Turismo 1 and 2 on PlayStation 1, and I've now got 5 Academy on the PlayStation 3. I didn't actually know there was a prologue version. I knew there was a prologue version of 5, but I didn't know there was a prologue version of 4. And lovely to see that this comes with, I'll just do that there, you can see, also comes with a making of as well. And it's all nicely complete, and I can't remember how much that was now. Less than £1 anyway, because that's what I'm trying to do. Cost me very, very little. So yeah, I shall absolutely look forward to playing that one. Do like the Gran Turismo games, not because I like the simulation, it's just because I like driving around as if it's an arcade game. You make a simulation, make a simulation. You make an arcade game, make an arcade game. But make a simulation to people who like arcade games, can't go around playing them like arcade games. Doesn't make any sense. Speaking of driving games, this comes from the long line of games that look incredibly crap and cost very little. This is Motor Mayhem. I've never even heard of this one until today. It was by pure chance walking through CX. Thought I don't even recognise that one. This cost me a grand sum of 75p. I love the disc on that one. I don't know why. I shouldn't do what I do. And this says, welcome to the Vehicle Combat League, where only the deadliest drivers survive. Oh, fantastic. Does look rubbish, doesn't it? It's from Infogrames, who I never quite whether Infogrames. Why didn't they put Info Games? It would make much easier. The people who use an armadillo has been going for years as their logo. And then, yeah, I wasn't quite sure about this one. This is Army Men Green Rogue, which again cost me 75p. Tatty manual, but it's complete. I've never played any of the Army Men games. That they generally got a pretty crappy reputation. Although I have Army Men 3D on the PlayStation 1 apparently. There you go. Know your collection, folks. It always helps before you open your mouth. They generally got a pretty crappy reputation for being pretty rubbish games. But it does assure me that it is a high-tech arcade shooter. Green Rogue is fast, good-looking, and deep and fun. As opposed to deep fun, which I think is something completely different. That was March 2001. We might have moved on since then. And finally, the Wii. You notice the Wii is this giant collection. You can just see the top of it there. It actually does go up. Probably double on top of that. Big shout out to my friend over in America, Think Retro 1, who's doing a cracking series at the moment. If you're into your Wii stuff, called Good Wii Hunting. He's now, I think he's put 6 episodes up, and he's got half the number of games I have in about 85 weeks less than I've managed to do it so far. So do check him out. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you very much for responding and commenting. It's great to see what you're doing over there. It's amazing to see the difference between some of the covers as well. Cover art's completely different over in the States it is to over here. So great series. Do check it out. Right, what do we get this week? Oh yes. Yeah, should we start with it now? We'll just start with one. My Fitness Coach Get in Shape, which many people shout at me as I'm walking down the street. Includes cardio, fitness, yoga, flexibility and weight loss routines. There we go. Bought it just in time for Christmas. There we go. Create a tailored fitness program with your personal coach Maya, who must be this young lady here. Bear in mind this game was 10 years ago. I'm not sure what's happened to her since then. She may now sort of be a lot different. I don't know. She may be incredibly rich and running off these. I've got no idea at all. 75p. Yep, goes on the shelf with the other ones that I like to use. The Bigs 2 baseball, which I don't think, looking at this... Oh, I didn't show you the inside. Did I show you the inside of that? No, I didn't. There we go. All the back of it. No manual. Thank you again, CX, and whoever's used this before. Obviously very important to have a manual with it. And I'm doing the PS2 baseball. This I don't think has ever been played properly. It's absolutely immaculate on the inside. You know it's immaculate on the inside. It's still got the safety manual lurking in the background there. The disc has got no marks on it whatsoever. It looks absolutely brand new. I've had a look on YouTube about this. I don't know. It doesn't quite play like I think it was going to. I've also got the original game for this one, the first one. I didn't know there were 2 games. It's the first time I've seen that one. I did pay £1 for that because I hadn't seen it before, and I thought, well, I'm not going to walk past it and forget that it's there because I might not see it again. I've heard about it. I thought, you know, it's not a rare game. It's not collectible. God, it wouldn't be £1, would it? Otherwise. But yeah, there we go. So, but I couldn't get the grits of the other one. I don't know whether it's going to be any good or not. Not my other half sort of summed that because, oh, that looks crap. Yeah, there we go. Dave Mirror's BMX Challenge. Now, it might be Dave Mirror. It might be Dave Mirror. It might be Dave Mirror. I have no idea. I've never heard of him. Mr. Mirror, if you are very, very famous and well known, I do apologise, but unfortunately, in my little corner of the world, I've never heard of you. I've heard of BMX though. It was very popular when I was about 7. No, a bit older, 10 maybe. Again, I've had a look at this online. I don't think this game has got a particularly good reputation at all. Although I might be getting confused with Dave with the BMX Triple X Challenge, which came on the PlayStation 2. It's a slightly more raunchy version of this. I'm not saying it's. I'm judging it on what I've seen, but you know, I don't think it has a particularly great reputation. It's from 505 Games, who generally made a lot of stuff rather cheaply and not very well. That cost me £1. Again, I hadn't seen that one in the flesh before, so that was one way I'm going to buy that. And then obviously we spent £3 on Family Guy earlier. A couple of games which I spent a bit more money than I usually do on because I just wanted to buy them, which is Transformers Cybertron Adventures, which had I bought it the week before would have cost me £1.50. Instead it's now cost me £2. Nice looking disc art there. Always good to see some of the disc art looking good. I'd again look at this online yesterday, and when did Megatron become a tank? Because, you know, I remember when playing this when I was watching Transformers when I was a kid growing up when they first come out, and it was a gun. I'm guessing it's not politically correct anymore now to have him transforming into a gun, because believe it or not, yes, you're absolutely right, that was the toy that we all wanted. We didn't want Optimus Prime who changed into a truck. No, we wanted the one that changed into a gun. Yeah, I had a look at it yesterday and I thought, oh, that looks rubbish. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's from a TV series, and I think maybe there may be Transformers Cybertron Adventures. I don't know. I've got a couple of Transformer games. That's the first one I got on the Wii. I say a couple of Transformers games. Oh, I've got 2 Transformers. Yeah, I've got Transformers, which I think was based on the original stuff, and Transformers again, which is based on the first film. And then finally, probably my pick of the weekend. Purely because I used to be a massive comic book nut, I still am. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions on the Wii, which cost me £5. That's an awful lot of money. You'd be sitting there thinking, he's splashing out a bit lately, and he spent, was it £12 on Epic Mickey a couple of weeks ago, £5 on this, and there was another one, there was I think £7 or £8 a couple of weeks back, you know. There was one else I spent 15, you know, talking to somebody else about, having a cold sweat about it, waking up in the middle of the night going, I've spent that much money on a game. Yeah, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Actually, it was a really nice looking copy. The manual's really nice. The disc is unmarked. It's a clean case. It's the original cover. It's not a CEX printy bobs. So yeah, £5 on that one. I'd look at online the other day and I thought, well, it seems alright. You know, it looked quite good on the Wii anyway. Interesting fact just to finish on as well, I was in a branch of CEX near me the other day, and a gentleman came in trying to trade some games, and he was trading games in. He wasn't struggling to do that, he just asked a simple question, which was, do you take any games without the boxes? Because he got blank boxes but he hadn't got the real ones for the front covers, and they said, no, we don't, which is the right answer. But then they followed up with, but if you go to this store and this store, which are a lot closer at hand, they'll buy them. Now, I was under the impression they don't buy games which don't have the boxes with them. It's got to be a complete game. If you think about, they take the cartridges in for the retro stuff in, the Mega Drive, Bass System, whatever, they buy those. But disc games, that they should be buying, and that's why there's been that furore about box art being printed and whatever, they must be getting them from a certain number of stores. I thought it was very strange. I was a bit concerned by it, especially considering one of the shops is ones I consider to be one of the better ones close to me, and one I'm not surprised about is one of the worst, because I can guarantee that at least once every 2 or 3 times I go in there, I'm trying to buy stuff that they can't find. So I'm very, very surprised. And they did catch me out. That particular one did catch me out with a box art reprint folder slip. So yeah, I was a bit surprised by that. Not shocked, because there's been an awful lot been written about that and spoken about that recently. Go online, because there's an awful lot of people have found out that they've been buying stuff with not the original printed covers on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been up to. It's all right. Nice little set of pickups, those. What have we got coming up? I've got a couple of things I need to sort out, which is good, which means there'll be some videos going up. Thank you to those who watched the Battle Construction Vehicles PlayStation 2 video, which I thought was quite good. I've had some nice feedback on that. Thank you very much. I've got a couple of videos to do for a friend of mine who's sort of putting bits and pieces collection up, and every time I watch his channel he's got something new, and I'm thinking, I could do that. You know, I've got some things to show from that point of view, so I can do those as well. And also, yeah, I've still got a couple of things I've had picked up during the summer, which I haven't got round to sort of doing a video on yet as well, which is a bit of a bind. I keep saying I'm going to do it and never get around to doing it, but I just haven't got the time at the moment. But there we go. You know, these videos take a long time to produce. We shall see. But that's what I've had. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Please, by all means, you've got the graphics at the start of the programme. Give us the subs, give us the likes, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you get notification every time I can be bothered to post something. And you know, keep spreading the word, because it's always good to get the feedback. I do appreciate all the people who have subscribed. Thank you very much. It's been a really good couple of months actually. People have really sort of hooked onto the channel. You know, I'm talking a small number of subscribers. I'm not talking zillions, but those of you who've taken the time to bother and actually sort of see what's going on in this corner of the world, I do appreciate it, because it's always nice. I think there's somebody out there talking, you know, talking to somebody who's listening, and you may not agree with it, and you may sort of switch off halfway through. Thank you very much. If you just switch on for 5 minutes, it's great. I do appreciate it. Right, that's it for now. I'll see you again with a video again sometime soon. Take care. Bye for now.